So I'd like to call to order the meeting of January 26th. Notice of this meeting was given by sending sufficient notice herewith to the Home News Tribune, Asbury Park Press, and the Jersey Journal, filing with the clerk and or administrator of each member, and posting a copy of the meeting notice on the public bulletin board of all members. I direct the secretary to enter into the minutes of this meeting the advance written notice of this meeting and statement. Can I get a roll call, please?
Mike Sika.
Here.
James Brady. Michael Capianco.
Here.
Scott Olson. Jeanette Larison.
Here.
Paul Clark.
Here.
Harry Delgado.
Here.
Mike Drulis.
Here.
Rich Janarone. Glenn Cullen. Joe Zanga.
Here.
Ryan Mickelson. Mayor Ray Heck.
Here.
Glenn Kurtz. Ed Testino.
Here.
Joe Manzo.
Here.
Donna Setzer.
Here.
James and Louis Gotte.
Here.
John
Here.
Kelly.
Here.
Dominic Snelly.
Here.
Robin Rassiopi. Patty Fahey.
Here.
Robin Campbell. Dave Grubb. Joe Rubash.
Here.
Rob Landolfi.
Here.
Diana Sherman.
Here.
Ed Cooney.
Here.
Fred Samaru.
Here.
And I believe I saw Charlie Cradaville come in. Thank you.
Okay. You were sent a packet with minutes from December 2021 meeting. Can I get a motion and a second to approve those minutes?
So moved, Joe.
Second.
Yeah, Harry.
Yep.
Paul Clark.
Yes.
Mike Sika. Bring him here. Mike Sika.
Yes.
Mike Capianco.
Yes.
Joe Zanga.
Yes.
Harry Delgado.
Yes.
Michael Drulis.
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes. Okay, next we have the administrator's report.
Yeah, I still don't see if Bill made it in, so I'll hit the
Okay.
brief details. Loss synopsis for the year end 2021 and 2022 just kicked off. We got a sprinkling of claims reported. 2021 auto physical damage at 245, 125. Auto liability of 112,034, general liability of 436,071, property damage of 6,423,924. Just a heads up, that's mostly related to the YIDA loss, which is reinsured with Chubb. On a workers' comp side of 1,004,594. For 2020, you're looking at auto physical damage of 115,082. Auto liability of 89,516, general liability of 818,182, property damages of 70,817, and workers' comp of 1,920,263. That is his report to date, Chair. I'll let Joe handle the finances.
Okay. Moving on to managed care, Donna.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We're ending 2021 with totals of number of bills were 2,521 bills, 241.27. We're in network. That gives us a network utilization of 96%. Total charges of those bills was 4.1 million, and they were repriced to pay 1.4 million, which is total savings for the year of 66%. On the Let me just get to my next page. On the second page, the top providers by charges, there is a blank space for an ortho bill. Those ortho bills are actually from Seaview Orthopedics. If there's any questions on the remainder of the report, I'd be happy to answer them. Otherwise, that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Finance report,
Good
Mr.
morning.
Monzo.
I'm not on mute, right?
No, we can hear you.
Okay. I don't have a written report today. I just want to give a report on some of the activity from year end 2021. We haven't had any claims for 22, so I didn't produce an actual report for claims, and you're approving a bill list. That's all the expenses we've paid so far this year. But in terms of 2021, we finished up the year from a cash standpoint of $512,000 cash in the bank at 12/31/2021, and it would have been upwards of $800,000. But at this point, as we stand right now, and obviously through December 31st, we had not received the final payment from the Borough of Spotswood for their 2021 assessments. So if that had been in our mix, we would have finished up the year with a cash balance of close to $800,000. So as it was $512,000. The 1099s will be going out today or tomorrow for those professionals that get 1099 from our organization. All the pension reporting has been filed through the fourth quarter of 2021. And as you're aware, since you adopted it at one of the last two meetings, we are now up to date on our audits. We had been somewhat behind. We got 2019s and 20s, both in the same year this year, but we are now up to date on our with our audit filings through Samuel Klein, our auditor. And over the next couple months, whoever our auditor might be for 21, I'll give them all the documentation necessary for them to do the 2021 audit. I don't have any other individual pieces to report other than, it's the beginning of the year. We don't have any 22 claims that I've processed for. We're still paying up some of the 2021 claims.
Okay,
That's my verbal report, Chair.
thank you. Thank you. Safety and loss control.
Yeah, Chair, sent around in the packets are the basic reports with respects to claims reporting since the last meeting in December. New claims reported, claims we've closed off the system, as well as third-party recoveries. Recoveries to date of $8,506,111 on the liability system, the general system, and on the comp system, $4,264,653. I also have Mr. Gote here on the line. He had included in the package a safety alert, as well as we will be circulating packets we received from the Mel Safety Institute moving forward. So, Jim, if you want to give a brief synopsis.
Okay, good afternoon. There was no safety and health activity scheduled during the month of January. We did receive various notices from PIOSH. The first one is to remind all members to post their 300A injury and illness summary logs. These must be posted from Tuesday, February 1st to April 30th, 2022. The second one has to do with the right to know survey. Again, the deadline is back to July 15th for the submittal of the report. And then the third item, OSHA has again upped their penalty structure for maximum penalties for civil administrative penalties. Basically, a serious violation can be up to $14,502 per daily violation. Failure to abate in a timely manner is also subject for a penalty up to $14,502 per day and per violation. And then willful or repeated Serious penalties are subject to a daily fee of $145,027.
And we're only really just a few months after the event.
If there are no questions, then that concludes my report.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gote.
Thank you.
Do we have any old business?
Chair, one of the items on for old business, just to give everybody an update with respects to the JIF and DOBI. They were back in our office all of next week, continuing with their exam of the JIF. Several of their team was in here reviewing files as well as claims and receivables. I know Joe was also in touch with them with respects to the journal entries, but they are moving forward with respects to their exam. And I'm continuing to work with them closely to hopefully wrap this up as quickly as possible. So they did leave with a few questions that I circulated to both Mike and Joe to handle. And they indicated they will probably be back for another in-house exam. So that is ongoing. We continue to cooperate with them moving forward, and hopefully they can get this wrapped up as quickly as possible. But just let everybody know that's ongoing.
Okay. New business?
New business with respects to the JIF's participation in the MEL. As you're aware, the condition or the membership came with conditions with respects to meeting certain requirements with respects to training of the fund commissioners, as well as not only the commissioners, but also employment practices with respects to the governing bodies commissioners. So I hopefully going to start arranging training programs and get that set up for the board. In addition to one of the conditions was also with respects to reporting included in the JIF packages. I've looked at several of the reports the MEL has circulated as far as including in their packets when they go out, being a lost time case analysis with respects to reporting workers' comp claims, as well as what they do is a fast track financial statement, which I'm talking with the actuary with respects to developing. And I will reach out to Mr. Grubb and Mr. Rubash as to what other reports they may want us to include in our meeting minutes moving forward. David, I don't know if you have anything else you'd like to include or.
No, I think that's on target. Also on the call is Ed Cooney, who needs to just briefly update the fund with respect to the placement of the excess coverage.
Okay.
Yep. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Glenn. Just nice to meet you all during Zoom, at least. My name is Ed Cooney. I'm the underwriting manager for the MEL, responsible for placing the insurance too. I've been working with Glenn closely the past month, too closely for both of us, I think, but it's been a lot of work. So we are just about finished now, just finalizing a couple little details of the insurance placement for Middlesex JIF as part of the MEL. All the coverage is ready to go. So what we do is provide what we call a confirmation of insurance, a nice outline of all the insurances, any conditions, things like that, any logistical items with claims reporting, et cetera. So now that we are basically finished with getting all the insurance in place, I'm going to update that into a final version and share it with Glenn and get it in front of you all. In addition, what we also provide is a schematic, so a visualization of what your insurance coverages are, as well as some other summaries and whatnot that can help you out. But certainly encourage anyone to feel free to contact me or through Glenn to discuss anything you're interested in. And of course, the MEL will be eventually sharing policies with everybody once they're all issued in the next couple months. In addition, on the coverage side of things, just wanted to mention too that we're hosting a couple Zoom sessions coming up for the entire MEL membership. A lot of risk managers and commissioners especially, just to talk about the whole insurance environment during the renewal, changes from last year, although it's not exactly relevant to this group, as well as some items to cover over the course of 2022. So we'll make sure to get that message to all of you, and feel free to attend, certainly encourage it. That date is not set yet, so no one's at a loss here yet. One other item, just working through the renewals with you guys, I just wanted to mention too, I wanted to look at maybe next year, getting ready for the renewal with you guys. The retentions you currently take for liability and POL, EPL are substantial. So I just want to make sure we look at that together, and I can offer my help as much as possible, just to see if that current retention works for all of you, or if we want to kind of trade some of that with the MEL. As of right now, all the other member JIFs in the MEL, they take for certain coverages like the liability ones between like 300 to 500,000. So I just want to make sure that you guys are in a good, healthy position, and I can offer any help that is possible. And the last thing to mention is, as we just finish up wrapping up these insurances, we'll get on to kind of the usual stuff that happens throughout the year with the MEL and on the coverage side. So for instance, you might have already seen it, but we have a cyber risk management program, which we feel is pretty state of the art. Especially it's made for public entities, custom designed for the MEL. So it can really assist people as we're all struggling tremendously with cyber. So I'll make sure I can go over that with all of you at some point coming up. And then we have a couple of small little coverage items just to be aware of, or for you to utilize at your own convenience. And it's all outlined on one of the web pages of the MEL's website. For instance, we have a certain underwriting process with statutory bonds. We have what's called a TULIP program, although they changed names now, that helps out with users of your premises and a bunch of other little things. So make sure we highlight all those to you. And again, I'm happy to set up a meeting to discuss any of them with you or your RMCs. I think that's it for my report. But thank you for allowing me some time here. Nice to meet you all.
I think everyone, it's a matter of disclosure. Normally, brokers operate on a commission basis. Ed does not, and his organization do not. The contractual arrangements we have with Ed's firm is it's on a flat fee basis, fee for service. With the exception of one or two very small policies, which are commission-based, but virtually everything or almost everything is on a flat fee basis. So, and the fee is dramatically lower than what the normal commissions would be. We really do not like operating on a traditional contingency fee basis, because that, frankly, that can be very unfair to the clients. Witness the fact that you've got situations now in some other joint insurance funds where premiums are going up, 7, 8, 9%, and professional fees are going up in the same amount, because they are linked to as effectively as commissions based on the budget and premiums. As I say, we rejected that concept going right back to inception, and it's our programs never worked that way.
Thank you. Hey, Ed, you and I have been, trading back a lot of information back and forth with respect to underwriting data. And from what I understand, all your other, members have an online portal who update on an ongoing basis. Would they be starting from scratch, or are you downloading that information into an online portal for them to review?
Yeah, sure. So we use Origami. It's the risk management information system online. All the members have access to it and store different data points in there. I'll talk to Joe and Dave just on logistics to see if we get you guys set up in there as well. And we'll make sure we get maybe like a training class with everybody. But I think it's pretty helpful once it's rolling. And again, all the data stays live in there, so you're not kind of recompleting brand new forms every single year.
Hey, Ed, I think, Glenn, what we should do, we should start, maybe get a meeting amongst ourselves, you, Ed, myself, and some other PERMA staff to talk about Origami, and then we can set up a timetable and time frame for how that would work.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, maybe we look in next week or the following week, sometime in early February. Sorry, Ed.
All good.
Okay. Is there any other new business? Okay, we'll move on to audience comments.
Yeah, Charlie Cradaville, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon, commissioners. Hope you're having a good new year. Wanted to start by asking about the audit. Did I hear that 2020 is ready? And wanted to see if I could get a copy or if that's going to be posted on the website.
Yes, it is available. I'll check with the auditor if I have the PDF version here or not, but yes, it will get up on the website. My apologies. I know it was filed. The board did approve it, so we'll get it up there, Charlie.
Okay, thanks. And you could also just send it to me via email. I am working on a story about the GIF and this deficit issue. I wanted to understand sort of what the plan is. I understand members are getting 10 years to pay back. When did the 10 years start? And can anybody tell me the share for New Brunswick Board of Education?
Off the top of my head, I cannot, but I could get that for you. The audit, the deficit number I believe you're discussing has not been finalized yet, pending the review by the state. So the actual final numbers are not done.
Gotcha. I understand the city of New Brunswick understands their share to be about $4.5 million. Can you tell me, is there any member with a higher share than the city of New Brunswick?
I could look that up for you as well. Off the top of my head, I don't know. So I don't have that report in front of me, unfortunately, but I can get you the information.
Okay, I appreciate that very much. I wanted to follow up on some of the business I heard about. Did I hear correctly that there were deficiencies with the training for the commissioners and policies of some sort? When was that identified and what's being done about it?
I wouldn't classify it as deficiencies. It's just with respects to our new affiliation with the MEL as the reinsurer, certain requirements by the MEL that certain training programs be done. It's just a matter of a policy and getting that taken care of. So it's more of a policy decision than a deficiency.
Understood. Just a new requirement now.
Correct.
Because I got you. Okay. And then finally, I did understand that the budget is increasing about 16%. And wanted to understand, if there's cause for concern about the financial, dynamics here, and if you can speak to, what is driving that increase.
The budget increase is driven twofold: A, by actuarial projections on claim histories, and also with respects to overall increase in the cost of the excess insurance. I don't know, the reinsurance markets really got hit and are experiencing significant increases, as Mr. Grubb stated earlier. The cyber insurance is probably up over 50 to 60%. Property markets have increased 20 to 25%. So overall, the reinsurance is driving the cost. Cyber is probably one of the hottest topics right now and is really going off the charts. In fact, I believe at the last MEL meeting, they're talking about looking at alternatives to the commercial market with regard to that. So it's something we are currently reviewing. So.
Good. I appreciate you answering my questions. I do have a lot more I'd like to know about the deficit and how it's going to be addressed, but rather than take up everybody's time, maybe I could set up a time to speak to you, Mr. Kurtz, and we can, I can learn a little bit more about how these calculations are being done to decide, whose share is how it is. I'm just
Sure.
curious, obviously, with New Brunswick being a founding member of the JIF, I'm interested in learning about the financial impacts of the continued membership. So appreciate you answering my questions today, and I will follow up about that audit and the share for the Board of Ed. Everybody's doing okay out there. Have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Are there any other audience comments? Okay, then can I get a motion and a second to enter into closed session?
Motion, Joe.
Second, Harry.
Yes,
Paul Clark.
executive session is going to be for claims review and contract negotiations and litigation.
Thanks, Ed. Paul Clark,
Yes.
Mike Sika,
Yes.
Mike Capianco,
Yes.
Joe Zanga,
Yes.
Harry Delgado,
Yes.
Mike Julis,
Yes.
Jeanette Larison.
Yes.
Let me just check who we got here, Chair.